that trumpet sound, boy, you don't wanna miss out. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in the Lord or you out the Lord. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in the Lord or you out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So business alone.
Shalom, big bro.
What it do?
What it do?
Man. Getting it in on this Shabbat. A lot of things jumping off that we already know about, so I don't need to prolong it about, but explain this title,
All right, so with this, we have an emergency message for the streets, for real. You know, we've been talking about a few things leading up to these messages right here. You know, we've been going through the doctrines of the apostles, the doctrines of, you know, the Mashiach. Then we went into who is the Jews, you know, who are these people, what's going on with everything going on in the world. So it's a lot of stuff we didn't discuss, right? It's a lot of stuff that's been happening. But in the meantime,
in between time,
keep it in mind that all these things has to happen. So that's why we be covering it. But in the meantime, in between time, every day in real life activity, like we coming up missing. We coming up children missing. We coming up sick. We coming up killing each other. We incarcerate. So we're going to go through all that. And it's emergency because as we cover things like the war, then we connect it with the scriptures. It shows that, okay, now we at a different spot in prophecy. So yeah, it's like, it's urgent. You know, and we out here fishing. That's what we doing on this broadcast. That's what we doing with any ministry. You see any fraction of Hebrew Israelite going on, any fraction of someone who's in the truth. You know, you may see differences in certain philosophies or doctrines or thinking, theology, whatever. But at the end of the day, what's somebody's intent? You know, what's somebody's intent? And I'll say personally, I make mistakes, you feel me?
Yes, sir.
But shoot, my intent pure, you feel me? Like my intent is to be here for my brethren and my sisters and to be here for the community. But our community is against us. You know what I'm saying? We wake up in the same, like I know we talk about the police. I know everybody talk about George Floyd incidences, you know, just all these type of incidences, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to keep it 100, like the crime rate ain't high because like the murder rate ain't high because of the police on black men. Like it's not the police killing the majority of black folk. It's us doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we wake up and we hear about all the murders going on. We hear about all the killings going on. And we just go on with our day because we become numb to it. And that's part of their agenda. So like all of everything you watch all day, all the music you hear all day, you know, it's murder, kill, fornicate, debauchery, sin. And so, I mean, you flood your mind with that all day, so you end up becoming numb to that and that being just your reality. So now when you hear about such and such getting popped doing 50, or doing 30, it's just like, oh, no, you know, that's what happens, right? It's like, man, that brother gone, no.
Yes.
Or the brother or sister is dead, you know, and it's like they gone for real, and there's consequences that come with that. So that's the emergency, man. So it's a cry to the streets. You know what I'm saying? We got the verses to go through, and we just gonna Shabbat Shalom.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We got one one current event that's pertaining to this topic, and this just happened recently with the young lady. There we go. Let's watch this. The young lady died after a bus fight or a school fight. 12 years old. So let's see what we got going on.
Meanwhile, another tragic story, this one out of Douglas County, where police were investigating the death of a middle school girl who died following a fight just after getting off the school bus. Now, these are photos shared with 11 Alive by the family of 12-year-old Jada West. Her family says her heart stopped as she walked home after that fight. Right now, it is unclear what led up to the fight, but this video appears to show it. At one point, you can see two girls fall to the ground. Tonight, Villa Rica police confirmed they are investigating the fight and are in contact with the Douglas County District Attorney's Office about potential charges. In a statement from the Douglas County school system, the district says it extends its heartfelt condolences and prayers to Jada's family and her loved ones during this difficult time. She'll be remembered by her teachers, her classmates, and all who knew her.
So, the school is responsible for the children from till the children get to their door, to their house. So I don't think a lot of folks know that, but yeah, so the school is responsible for anything that happens. I mean, of course, now ain't really too much the school gonna do. Probably expel the girl for the fight, but now it's a murder charge potentially for the girl that fought. Because I can't remember the name of it, but it's almost like you see it a lot when folks be fighting with the police, and then all of a sudden they die. It's almost like a real fast adrenaline dump. I can't remember the name of it, but it has something to do with the breathing and all that stuff. It's almost like you get excited too dang on quick, and then as soon as it's over with, it's like that adrenaline dump just mess up a lot of things. But so that's our current event upon to this emergency topic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the floor
is. Got that together for we even talked about that.
I didn't. I just got it today.
Okay.
But I heard about it this week. You know what I'm saying? Because that wouldn't have been on the current event if we didn't change the topic. You know what I'm saying? But once we changed the topic, then some old conversations popped up. And I said, dang, let me look this up.
Yeah, that's very relevant, man, because that's what this is gonna go through. So can you pull up the slides up?
Yes.
We're gonna go through the study slides, probably reword a couple of the talking points, but we just reword it.
Right.
Yeah, man. A lot of people come, and I don't know about you, but I feel like they probably do you too. Come to you and ask you questions, like probably come out of the blue, like it go probably like stretches where ain't nobody really worried about nothing spiritual, nothing with the brewing, and then all of a sudden you start seeing people come up to you, ask you questions, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with that?
Yeah, and that's what's expected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We do our due diligence and say what we say to the people.
Yeah.
But they don't, you can turn an ear to it or turn away from it.
Yeah.
But it always seems every time they turn away from what we saying, like now with this war going on, now folks is like, ooh, it's getting ugly. Then what you think about this?
Yeah.
We're like, man, we've been talking about it, but you didn't want to listen. Now death is on the table,
You know?
and
I just tell them, hey, just look, keep that same energy when the next thing transpire. Because y'all like to forget a lot too. Like you said, when COVID was going on, folks were coming, what's gonna happen? What y'all do? What y'all do? I'm like, y'all sure be acting like we be talking some space cadet stuff any other time. But sure, when the tribulations come, sure,
it's too late. It makes the Bible even more truer. Just when you look at Noah, they laughed at.
Yeah,
hey, there's a flood coming.
Man, scoffers.
Yeah, it ain't rain here in 200 years. You talking about flood coming? So you in this walk to stay diligent, keep on moving, keep looking to the Most High. Shoot, forget everything else.
That's it right there. Stay diligent. We're gonna get started with it. Let's look at it out. It's across many American cities, measurable disparities appear in violent crime exposure, incarceration rates, education outcomes, and family stability. Researchers analyze these patterns through sociology, economics, and history, while many believers interpret these conditions through scripture. This study compares social statistics with biblical wisdom literature, including Deuteronomy, Proverbs, Psalms, Ecclesiastes, and Sirach. So that's basically the summary of all this type of scripts coming at us. And we don't got to go through all of the scripts, but they're here in front of y'all if y'all want to. And we might go over some completely different scripts, but we're coming out of the book of the wisdom books. So anybody who studies scriptures, you'll know that the Bible is categorized in different categories, right, with their scripts. So all of these books speak to wisdom. You also got Wisdom of Solomon, and you got poetic books, so. But anyway, let's look at Psalms 127 and 1. Psalms 127. All right, so Psalms 127 and 1, it say, except Yahuwah build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except Yahuwah keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. So basically, I think the focus point is in verse 1 when it's about Yahuwah. It says, except Yahuwah built the house, they labor in vain that build it. So, you talk about the house of Yasharal, or you talk about, just your house with your family name. It's unless Yahuwah built the house, then it's built in vain. So you got all these black leaders out, and they're trying to build this black house. You got who just passed, Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
You got Jesse Jacksons and Farrakhan's. Farrakhan's, because did you hear how he really felt about Malcolm? Like, you know what I'm saying? They're releasing the tapes now that he was sitting there talking about, it was his momentum that got him killed. And, he's basically hating on him. You know what I'm saying? But these are the people that they put in front of you and that get lifted up and that get supported, and then be the philosophies in Islam, and Nation of Islam is, one of the highest, recruited religions. But, it's not built from Yahuwah. So it's really in vain. And that's why that's why you see we still under them curses. And, as a whole, you're gonna be under the curses because that's what the script said. But as an individual, you don't gotta live like that. You could live like Deuteronomy 1 through 14. Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. You can live like that on your individual level. But you know what I'm saying, if you don't want to obey, you're gonna be that 15 on through the rest of that 68. And that's what we see the majority. We see the majority living on 15 or after, living in the curses.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next verse say?
Verse 3.
The next precept.
Psalms 128 and 3.
128 and 3. It reads, "Thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine by the sides of thine house, thy children like olive plants round about thy table." So, this is the Most High talking about family structure. Let's start at verse 1 right quick. It's a song of degrees. It's like, blessed is everyone that feareth Yahuwah. So we just came from talking about building a house. It got to be built on Yahuwah. So it says, blessed or Barak, is everyone that feareth Yahuwah, that walketh in his ways. So we start off with a righteous mentality.
Mm-hmm.
For thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands. Happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. Thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine by the sides of thine house, thy children like olive plants round about thy table. It says, behold, that thus shall the man be blessed that feareth Yahuwah. So, you know what I'm saying? This is what the Bible teaching. What's the next one? You just see the family structure there.
Yeah.
Blessed is the man that walketh in the ways of Yahuwah. His wife is by his side. She fruitful. He got his children. They're like olive plants round about the table. They sitting down having family meal.
We got Proverbs 22 and 6.
Proverbs 22 and 6. We know what that's talking about. Proverbs 22 and 6. We know. He said, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Mm-hmm. We're talking about how to build up the house. This is talking about the family structure. What's the next? Pull up the next slide. What's the next slide?
The next whole slide?
Yeah.
Let me see. Indianapolis population.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing this and put this.
Because once y'all start hearing these stats and stuff, then we can see, because we've been talking about, who is the Jews and all that. Like, we're going to just read the scriptures and read the stats.
Indianapolis is one of the largest cities in the Midwest. The Black residents represents roughly 27 to 28% of the city's population and about 16 to 18% of the metropolitan region. Despite the population shares, disparities appear in homicides, exposures, incarceration rates, educational outcome, and family structure.
So, it's Indianapolis is one of the largest in the Midwest. I'm just speaking from our perspective because this is where we at, right? But if you was to take this information, apply it to your own city, you in the same boat, I guarantee you. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now when you look at that on the map in the whole, that's horrible. And then we hit some of them verses already, didn't we?
Let me double check. I didn't see. We're on 27 Proverbs. Yep. So we had Proverbs 24:3.
Proverbs 24:3. And it reads,
Let me get there. More. All right, Hebrew.
it reads, through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding is it established. So ain't no wisdom no more, and it also ain't no shame. And the reason why, like, it was certain things that the Most High told us to do that we just don't want to do. You know what I mean? Like, we want to do all of the little pretty fluffy stuff. And I'm talking about the children, I'm talking about the believers. And even like the Christians who say they believers, right? Who think they really in the truth. Like, it's stuff that we read in the same book, but we don't want to do what the Most High say. It says, let's look at.
We're gonna have to before you move on. We're gonna have to break down what is wisdom.
Okay.
Because folks gonna have a different interpretation of wisdom.
Yeah.
But we gotta see what the script say wisdom is. You wanna hit this Hebrew definition of it right here?
Yeah.
H2451.
2451.
Yep.
Is that Kakam or something?
Mm-hmm. Kakama.
Okay. Yeah, wisdom is, first of all, we know some attributes about wisdom from John. We know it was there from the beginning with the Father. So wisdom is a tool.
Strong's H2451. Chokhmah. Chokhmah.
Yeah, you need a lot of spit to say that.
So, and Chokhmah.
So we got skill. In parentheses, it says in war, wisdom, and administration. Sordis, wisdom, and religion affairs, wisdom, and religious. So let's see. So we got a couple of precepts down here.
Skill and war.
We got Exodus 28:3. And I shall speak unto all that were wise hearted, whom I have feared, with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garment to consider him, and they may minister unto him in the priest's office. Yeah.
So they made his garments with wisdom.
Mm-hmm. So we got to get back to this wisdom, to that understanding.
Mm-hmm. So it's dealing with skills, dealing with prudence of religious, mindset and spiritual things. That was part of the definition. And to be prudent is to be the best of the best, right? To be up there. So it says, through wisdom, through Chokhmah, is in house building, and by understanding is it established. Real quick, can we go to Proverbs 14? Proverbs 14:1, man. We're gonna just hit the scriptures,
Yes.
It says, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Okay, so You know, because we're talking about the family structure and we're talking about your role in the relationship and your role in the family. And it says, a wise woman buildeth her house, but a foolish woman plucketh it down with her hands. Can you go to the last few slides out? It should be a chart on there that speak about the marriage rate.
Divorce.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just show look, can you scroll down a little bit? Okay, look at look at that. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
High.
That's high. So they're telling you that divorce initiation, this is who starts the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
This is who's choosing to lead a relationship. See, so when we say men don't really lead relationships, this is what we're saying. These are the stats. A man is sticking out to the end. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, despite what the popular belief be, what they didn't try to paint as a black man, most men will stick it out. The stats is showing you right now. 70% or over is initiated by the woman. So that's all nationalities involved. All that's just what it is. It says, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. So we can't say that we in a wise state when we got the majority, we got 70% of the women jumping ship out of relationships. Like,
Man, what was that script where we kept talking about where you removed the nail out your tent?
with Deborah.
Was that with Deborah?
Uh-huh.
And removed the nail out your tent.
Yeah.
The women he had around.
Mm.
So it's hard. We can't please them.
Yeah.
Even when you try your best.
And that's why you should be following Yahuwah, man.
Yeah.
And and that's not to pit each other against each other,
No.
but it's just like this is a system. See, anytime you got failure at the lower level, that's a symbol of what's going on with leadership. So leadership in the country is failing the family because it don't promote that. It promote freedom to do whatever you want to do. Scriptures really don't promote that. Scriptures promote you are doing what you want to do in a sense, but what you should want to do is restrict yourself into being a better person. You see what I'm saying? You should want to put restrictions on yourself into being a better person. And that's just following commandments. Hey, look, I got liberty all the way up until this point to enjoy this. I'm gonna leave it there because anything outside of that is excess. Anything outside of that is missing a mark. Anything outside of that is sin.
Mm-hmm.
And once you look at it like that, it's just pretty much cut and dry. But you spend all day trying to defy the system. It kind of is built into our thinking, because it's like the police get behind us automatically. You know what I'm saying? We thinking
Shit, they about to pull me over.
Yeah.
Now you checking my seatbelt on.
Yup.
I'm going the speed limit.
Yeah.
You worry about everything else but driving.
Yup.
And then dang, something else gonna happen.
And it's like the laws, and we know it's issues with that, right? But the law shouldn't be to be fearful. If I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I shouldn't have nothing to worry about. In essence. So, same thing, at the gig, your boss is not on the floor, you know what I'm saying? You slacking, when they're around, you feel me? You want to act like you tighten up, but you's about to get caught because you ain't doing what you're supposed to. it's integrity involved. But you know, the integrity here shows because men ain't getting married to somebody saying, "Oh, I think I'm gonna leave you in 10 years." Like they're not signing up for that. So we're going into this thing. Look at this chart, and we're going into these marriages with the intent. Hey, look, this is what it is. And as a man, I got more to lose than a woman coming in 9 times out of 10. We're walking away, not saying that the woman don't come with nothing to lose, but I'm saying walking out of it, the man gonna have a harder time. Most of the time, the woman gonna get the children. You know what I'm saying? The judge gonna rule in favor of, you know, anything that y'all did build together. She probably taking half of that.
Especially if it's you've been married over 10 years in the state of Indiana.
What they call it, common.
Basically, she it's almost like your job. She's vested. You vested after 10 years on the job. So now you can get some type of benefits or retirement after your 10 years. So she did her 10 years. Now she's vested.
Dang.
And
that's a hustle.
And she take half of that.
Women, that's a hustle for some women.
Yeah. Look at the celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these people is born just to date celebrities and get rich off of them. That's why none of them happy.
What's the next slide we on now? You know, it's so many scripts I want to go through out here. I know we ain't gonna be able to go through them all, but we want to hit some of these Ecclesiastes, the Sirach, you know.
We on page 3 or 2?
Let's see, like what we went through. Okay, social disparities.
We ain't hit the homicide rate yet. Okay. So, boy, it's hard to move on this. Okay, so we on page 2. We hit the train up. We hit the Proverbs 24.
So it's got all these ain't the whole scripts, but it's got the highlighted. Look at the Sirach, where it says Sirach right there, 30:1. He that loveth his son causeth him to feel the rod. So, if you love your children, you actually, what you call it?
Correction.
You would correct them, but you would basically strike them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You strike your children. It said he will not die.
You won't die.
Yeah, you're not gonna kill them. Like, you're not gonna kill your children for whooping your children. Like, forget what the government talking about. Like, the Bible said, if you love them, you won't spare that rod. And yeah, that's not always physical, but sometimes it is physical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just is what it is. Like, y'all have and that's why we in trouble. Y'all have let the system tell you what's right, and they're all the way wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all let the system tell y'all everything. And then when it goes down, you're like, oh, like, so now you, just like you said, they're vested. You're vested in the system, in the beastly system. So then when it goes down, you got to ride it out with them. You're too vested.
Yeah, you want to be your child's friend instead of the parent. So now, when your child get older and bigger than you, and now it's
I'm gonna treat you like I treat my friends. Shoot, me and my friends, when we don't see eye to eye, we bump.
Yeah,
that's how we was coming up. All right,
man,
we could be close tight friends.
And we just seen it in the video. Started of the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
These short leggers fight. A lot of y'all parents wouldn't even fight. And these short leggers is fighting every day.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these short leggers got some hands.
Yeah.
So there ain't no problem for them to take another fade, what they call it.
Yeah.
Ain't no problem whether you their parent or not. So train them up like we said in the beginning. So when they get older, they won't go astray. So when they get older, they will honor and respect you, as commandment number 5 states.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But we have to do what we're supposed to do as parents to make sure we see that happen. That means you got to stay on their tail.
Yeah.
Stay on their tail until they get out your house, and even when they out your house, you still have a level of parenting you still got to do
Mm-hmm.
because
and I like what you said. Stay on their tail till they out your house. And what we do a lot of times is we put the child out way too soon.
way too soon. 18 too early.
18 too early because I seen a post doc and it resonated because she said active potential. So active potential have to be potential in activation, I should say. Your potential is there, right? Like somebody can see, dang, you good with your hands, you could build whatever. Like just to see you do something once, though, it'll be different than saying, "Oh yeah, I'm in trade school for that, and I'll be done in 6 months."
Yeah.
Okay, that's in activation. Or saying, "Hey, I'm in the middle of a project, and I'll be done in 3 weeks." Like, okay, that's potential activation. He's using his skills. He's using his talents. You know what I'm saying? Just to have some under your belt is just having the potential. You know what I'm saying? But so if your child is somebody who got that potential in activation and they like, hey, look, I grinded through high school. You know what I mean? I'm getting my credits. Or I struggled through high school, I'm getting my credits, whatever. But hey, I'm doing this school thing. I'm in sports or I got a job or whatever. I'm finna go get a trade or I'm finna go to school, I'm finna work. If they doing that, how can we sit there and say, hey, man, you on your own, you out there, but you got to obey these rules in this house, first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know, granted, but the doors open as you grow and as you build, because that's what these other nations is doing. And we talk about wisdom, they're moving in wisdom more so than us. The children of darkness is wiser than the children of light.
Yeah.
Because they'll sit there and hold. You got, Gomez, such and such, and I don't want to be offensive with the names, but you'll have a whole Hispanic family. I done seen it. When I came to this city out, you know what I'm saying, we was on the north side, then we ended up moving out east. We moved to Pinnacle Square on 42nd and Post.
Yes, sir.
And it was mostly black folks at that time, it was mostly us. But you start seeing a bunch of Hispanics come in. It started being a bunch of Hispanics, and at first it was just like, boom, they probably all just in the apartments together. Then look into the houses, you might see them get a house over there. It wasn't like they buying up the block, but you see them get a house, then they all stuff themselves up in the house. Then you start seeing their cars upgrade. Then you start seeing the house upgrade. You start seeing them be there for a little while. Now they got chickens out back. Now they got a lot of cars out there now. You know what I'm saying? Then you just start seeing, boom, businesses up there. Mexicans with business. Now they all in the gym. They have damn near came and really multiplied and been fruitful. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about physicality and economically. We fruitful, you know what I'm saying, having children, of course. We got plenty of that.
Yeah.
But the structure don't be there to do the group economics. It's we tear our homes down because I'm going to pit these children against you. I'm going to use this money against you, shawty. Shoot, you need some help. I can help you. I got enough money, but I just want you to suffer. So now I'm going to leave you alone.
I'm going to hang it over your head. So
Yeah.
you can see it and almost reach it, but it's just out of your reach.
And them the kind of games we play with each other that, is keeping us in the condition that we in. What's the next topic point on there? So we spoke about the incarceration. We ain't spoke about the incarceration.
I think that's next. Let's see.
This is what happens when we don't do these things of the Most High. And this is what happens when you let your ego say, you let your ego say, such and such made me mad, I don't participate no more. You know what I'm saying? Your ego get in the way.
Homicide is the next topic, bro.
This is the homicide rate.
during the early 2000s, Indianapolis experienced a surge in homicides similar to many American cities. The cities reached a peak around 2021 and over 240 homicides before declining in the subsequent years. These increases are studied by researchers examining economic stress, pandemic disruptions, and policing policies changes. So let's see where we at on this list. We'll get Ecclesiasticus, Ecclesiasticus chapter 4. Let me hit you back, people. All right.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Ecclesiastes. This is chapter 4 and 9.
Yep.
It says, deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor, and be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment. Deliver him that suffereth wrong, that allows wrong from the hand of the oppressor, or that is going through wrong. Deliver him, right?
I'm in the wrong Ecclesiasticus. My bad.
And be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment. So you got to lay that law down at times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got to deliver your people from the oppressor. By doing that, be as a father unto the fatherless, and instead of an husband unto their mother, so shalt thou be as the son of the Most High, and he shall love thee more than thy mother doeth. Dang. It says, and we still talk, wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seeketh her early shall be filled with joy. So I'm gonna go to the next talking point. I can see it now.
Okay.
I think we're on education and opportunity. Oh no, we just did
homicide.
Homicide. No, we on incarceration. All right, this section talking about the incarceration patterns. It says Indiana reflects national incarceration disparities. All right, Black residents make up roughly 1/3 of the state prison population, while representing as a much smaller share of the population. So, like in the population in your city, it's a small group of Black folks, but in prison, it's a high population. Researchers know that incarceration affects families through income loss, reduced employment prospects, and parental absence. So this is how this affects the community.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got a parent in the home because they're in prison. That's somebody who can't be an earner, who can't bring riches or wealth into the situation of the home. You got reduced employment prospects, parental absence, and it's the income loss. You can't support nobody if you ain't there. You gotta be present. You gotta be a prayer warrior, and you have to be a protector and a provider as a man.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do them, you know what I'm saying, you're failing in the area of manhood. So this, you know, and this is what happens when we don't adhere to what Yahuwah is saying. The next one is on education and opportunity. Education and opportunity. It says educational attainment correlates strongly with income potential and employment stability. Urban school systems often show disparities in standardized test scores and college completion rates. Education outcomes are therefore closely connected with long-term economic mobility. So like the education or the lack thereof is directly attached to how our children or how we are able to gain and earn money and compete in the economy. And like when we don't look at it, like everybody looking at like raising these children as cute, like it's like having a little pet or something. Even with that, it ain't that cute all the time. You know what I'm saying? But everybody looking at raising these children like it's cute, but it's really like, is the work getting done? So one of these things trickle into the next, and one of these things unravel, it'll unravel into the next. You're not getting the desired results that you want with the family because the y'all not together. Y'all not even a family structure. You're not together. It said, thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine by thy side of thy house, but if y'all not together, then that's not gonna happen. It said, train up a child in the way that he should go, but if y'all not together, y'all can't do no training. All y'all can do is maintain it.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is a Deuteronomy 28 framework. So now we got to kind of look and see how this tie in with Deuteronomy 28, because I know people may be looking like, well, you know, I hear the scripts, but how does that tie in? It says many religious, so they put this. But basically, it's not even about religious communities, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's about, this is what it is. We just gonna read what it says. I'm gonna go to the book of Deuteronomy 28, and we'll just look and see what it says. You know, that's the best way, because when you let these people frame who you are, they're gonna always try to diminish it. Deuteronomy 28. And I'm gonna jump down here about verse. I'm gonna jump down here about verse 18.
All right.
I'm gonna jump down verse 16. It say Deuteronomy 28 and 16. It say, "Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field." Now, I just want to know one thing. Was we a people that was cursed to pick cotton in the field, yea or nay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All praises to the Most. That's a fact. We did that. And so we was cursed in the field. Ain't we the highest incarcerated? Just do a show. Oh, we got a slide to show on that. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. It's towards the end. They got the incarceration rate. So because y'all, everybody's saying that, certain people, everybody's saying they got the answers. You know what I'm saying? We know that these prophecies is jumping off the page, but they say the war in Iran means something. Well, what do it mean, and who do it mean for? You know, what do it mean, and who do it mean it for? See, there's two things going on. There's the government system that has to collapse, and they're doing what they're supposed to do. So we shouldn't be really caught up in trying to get attached to that. That's going to happen. You is in this position. This is where you're at right now. So-called black man, so-called Israelite. This is where you're at. Look, it says relative incarceration rate disparity. It's a black and white, the two groups. And you just see the number. Mm-hmm. It says relative relative rate, we about what 4 times more likely to be locked up than them. So, you know, hey, look, the stats is showing us for ourselves. But if you don't want to, you know, if you don't have a free thinking mentality, if you ain't a free thinker, right, then you just kind of like a guppy that gets strung along. So like most of the time, you see most people like whatever trend come out, whatever like app come out, like they got to jump on it. Whatever's hot, you know, they got to be on it right now. Like them people, they're not really probably free thinkers. They're probably more like guppies that just go along and get strung along, you know, sheep for the slaughter. They probably something more like that. But for the free thinkers, we're able to look at the scriptures, look at reality, and get a understanding.
This is a statistic. I just typed this in. This is from last year's stats. About 4,400 to 5,400 Black individuals are arrested daily.
You said how many?
4,400
4,400
to 5,400 daily.
That's a lot.
Let's see. Let's change it up. Since it's just a black and white thing, let's see how many white folks.
Yeah. And that's nationwide or citywide?
It should be nationwide.
44,000 to 50.
Now they're trying to change it to make it a little bit more difficult for white people. But they'll say, it just says, it don't give a number like they did blacks.
Yeah.
It gives a percentage. Adult white individuals made up 69.9% of adults arrests. Juvenile individuals accounted for 62.5% of juvenile arrests. White individuals compressed 59.1% of arrests of violent crimes, 74.8% for drug abuse violations, and 54.9% for property crimes. So I guess they broke them down a little bit more than the blacks to make it seem like it's lesser. Yeah.
Than what it
really is.
We in disparity way more than them.
Mm-hmm.
We in disparity way more than them. And, you know, we glorify it, man. Like, you know, they get out, nigga done did, you know, 15 years, you know what I mean, buddy home, you know, and it's just like, it's just a cycle, right? And it just keep going. One person get killed, the other person go get locked up or gotta live on the run or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It say this at verse 17, cursed shall, this is Deuteronomy 28:17, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. That's your business. Cursed shall be the fruit of your body. It said be fruitful. You know what I'm saying? We know what being fruitful is when it comes to everything else, but when it comes to the fruit of thy body, that's talking about your children. Anything coming about your body is going to be cursed, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thine kind, the flocks of thy sheep, cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Yahuwah shall send upon thee cursing, vexation. I'm going to jump down. Look at what he said, though. I'm going to jump down to about 40. Let's see what the 30s is talking about. Oh, let's jump in verse 30. Verse 30. This is a curse. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Now, we know this happened in slavery for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
We would go and get our wives, and then the master come in there and lay with her. And we had no choice about that, or you can, you know, die for your respect. But also, we see this happening a lot of times now. We see somebody betrothing their wife. You know, really, a lot of men like, dang, she the one for me. You feel me? I can make this happen. and then another man lying with her, them not remaining faithful towards each other. Thou shalt build in house. So you are building in house. This is what we've been talking about. And thou shalt not dwell therein. Man, you can't even come back to this house. Once you and her split, hey man, it's hers, or you gotta move around, or nobody gets it, but you ain't gonna dwell in it. It says, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof. All right, jump down verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. We know this happened in slavery with us for sure.
Yeah.
Right? It says, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no mind in thine hand. How do we also feel when we sit here and look at our children taking on the ways of these heathens? Because you sent them to school for 8 hours a day to get indoctrinated by a tranny on the low undercover homosexual, or you don't know a Satan worshiper or a Mason, but you didn't recognize that little figurine in the back of their office or that ring on their hand in their office. So they already got an agenda attached. And then you start seeing your children take on these different ways. Where's that coming from? Where is that coming from? That's coming from the system. It says, thy sons and daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. Also, they're giving them to these people in this DOC.
Yeah.
Seen the video. It was a young dude. He, got caught with the body, and the mama was like, "This is what I was trying to warn you about, baby. But you gotta go up in there now. Nope, can't be over there whimpering. Look, you gotta be strong now. Look, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You gotta go in there. You know what I'm saying? She had to send him up in there. You gotta be a man now. You're a man now. You gotta be in there. You gotta be strong. You know what I'm saying? That's the talk you gotta have. That's the talk you gotta have. We gotta send him in there. Are you about to do that next 30? You know what I'm saying? Your baby crying. Ain't nothing you can do.
Right.
What can you say? Like that's every parent's worst fear. But that
tried to tell you. Hard head makes us all.
Touche. So like, yeah, man. So that's why it's an emergency, man. I don't know how long we've been going on, but
just under an hour.
Okay. All right, we got a little bit. We hit this hour mark, but most high willing, somebody getting something out of this, because we just want to, we want to have more down to earth talk with y'all too. It's me and Aki, we talk a lot, and we just want the messages really to be that what we would think we would need coming into something like this, or being in something like this. Like, what do we need? We got to start giving each other what we need. Sometimes, like, we'll try to start a business out, and then because, our brothers, he ain't Nike, he ain't, Netflix, you want to lowball the price, but if it was Nike or if it was Netflix, shoot, you would have got the subscription, or you would have went ahead and paid for the Nike, for the designer. They dropping them bands. They like, oh, that shit $700. What? It's a collaboration with such and such. Like, what? So y'all drop that for that name. Well, hey, we the designer. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put his work into the art. So go ahead and drop that bag on him. He could be the name. You want to know nothing about no Netflix. You know Brewflix. And don't try to steal our idea. But yeah, man, so we're gonna just look at a couple more of them. It says we're gonna jump down about verse 43. Because this one always hit me coming up. It says the stranger that is within thee. All right, so I know people got this, doctrine about like different strangers in Yasharal and stuff, but in context, we talking about the nation of Yasharal being cursed. So if it's talking about this stranger that is within thee, it's got to be talking about somebody who was not Yasharal, because these curses is directly to Yasharal. Because it says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. So when it's talking about that, that's like saying Hakeem at the gas station, that you like, dang, I went to the liquor store, I went to the gas station, and I went to the little deli shop all in one strip, and Hakeem then came through all three of them.
Yeah.
Because he on all three. They got a foot in all three of them. He didn't came up very high. His family run all of them. They got clubs. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know this stuff. They got clubs for this stuff. I see the Indians now with the head wrapped up. They hopping out over there at the abandoned mall teaching semi-truck lessons. They running the trucking game. They getting this money. They come up very high, and we still waiting on them taxes to drop.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, and thou shalt come down very low. We have come down very low. You know what I'm saying? Very low to the lowest level. Our women walk around naked. You know what I'm saying? Our men walk around with the jeans so tight, it's called the circulation to their male organs. Like, let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
Like, and that's to destabilize you even further so you can't have no children.
Mm-hmm.
They got all these contraceptives out. You know what I'm saying? Birth control, contraceptives. All of this is to kill off the so-called black seed, the Israelite man.
Mm-hmm.
They've been trying to kill the black Messiah since they've been trying to kill the Messiah. It say, he shall lend to thee. So you go to the bank. You know what I'm saying? And thou shalt not lend to him. And ain't nobody coming to you asking you for nothing, nigga, except to get off my land, get off my property.
Yep.
You try to drop a door to that shop, they probably got their hand on their pistol behind that door.
Mm-hmm.
It's a moreover, it say, he shall lend to thee and thou shalt not lend to them. He shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail. He up and he down. Man, you could probably just, if somebody do flip a coin on you, just go with tail, because the Most High just basically told you, man, you tails. Just, hey, tails every time. You probably gonna do well. It say verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahuwah thy Elohim to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. So basically, right, if you just keep these commandments, you don't have to worry about this stuff. You as an individual, now your mama might, your daddy might, your sister and your cousin, they all might, but you can escape it. And you can start forming it to where your children don't have to even experience that. We got to start breaking these generational curses. It says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign, for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So see, that's what's going to go on forever. It's going to be on our people for a sign forever. But we don't all have to suffer as individuals. Just know that the majority of people ain't going to make it into the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Majority of people that you know walking around in life, do they talk to you about the things we talk to you about? All right, then. They're not going to make it into the kingdom of heaven at this point. Mm-hmm. They're not eligible for the kingdom of heaven at this point. You know what I'm saying? They're not even talking. They're not even giving you the message to get into the. Let's real quick.
Daily bread.
Look, you say what?
They ain't giving you that daily bread.
They ain't giving you that daily bread. Because, like, I don't think a lot of folks, like, I mean, just keep it real. Most people don't know what's going on in the scriptures. Isaiah chapter 9 and 6. Like, most people just don't understand what's going on. Like, this is not just religion, or, you know, that's why we kind of got to pump the brakes sometimes when people try to throw that religious word out there, because that denotes them trying to make it like it's just spiritual, like it's just, religious. Because all these religions coexist together. All these religions is the same. No, we're talking about the directions of Yahuwah.
Good, bro.
All right, this is Isaiah 9:6. It says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder." See, the government is going to be upon the shoulder of Yahushua, the Mashiach. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Elohim, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. So them is all his attributes. But it says, of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. So this government going to reign forever. It says, upon the throne of David, and upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even ever. The zeal of Yahuwah of hosts will perform this. So that's what this is about. This is about government. This is about government. And what government are you aligning yourself with? Are you aligning yourself with this worldly government, or are you aligning yourself with the eternal government? I can't say the future. It is in the future, but I can't say it's not here, because it is here. It's just not established as the dominant government, right? Like there's ways. Okay, look, you got people operating under different branches. You got people that are operating right now. There are what you call solemn citizens, sovereign citizens. Yeah. So they're operating in a whole different branch of government, and you're operating because you're signed up under your birth certificate, and you're operating under this government. So you can have these different systems, but the dominating government we know is this Babylonian merit law. What they call it? Maritime law.
Yeah, maritime law.
So the whole ending of the scriptures is telling us that the Most High's government is going to overthrow this worldly system. We in the book of 1 Corinthians 1:20 real quick. No, let me go 2 Corinthians 4:4. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Second Corinthians 4:4, because it's a government.
A heathen government.
A heathen government.
The government of Nimrod. Good, bro.
All right. It says, at verse 4, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. See, the ones that believe, he ain't blind our minds.
Nope.
See, we believe. It said, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, Mashiach, who is the image of Elohim, should shine unto them. Because if he didn't blind them, then they would have got that message. They would have got salvation. For we preach not ourselves, but Mashiach, Yahushua, the Master. See, we don't preach ourselves. We preach the ways that was taught to say to people. But we got people that's preaching themselves. Hey, I got a school, Umar. Hey, if you come over here with me, I'm going to take your children and raise them up, and I'm going to do. See, we ain't saying none of that because we know that we're going to fail at something we try to do. But the system is already set up for success. So if you, and that's how business people work and successful people work. If you follow the system and the structure and the layout and you have some discipline with that, yeah, it might not happen overnight, but over time, it'll develop into something lucrative for you. It says, but we preach not ourselves, but Mashiach, Yahushua the Master, ourselves, your servants, for Yahushua's sake, for Elohim, who commanded the light to shine in the darkness. Right? We are light. It was supposed to shine in the darkness. has shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of Elohim in the face of Yahushua Mashiach. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels. We earthen vessels, but we got this great spirit in us, that the excellency of the power may be of Elohim and not of us. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Master Yahushua, that the life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our body. So, just looking at that, to start off with there, he said, the root, he said, the God of this world, right? And we know that the world is cosmos, and it means, or people that up in verse 4.
Go back to verse 4.
Yeah, in whom the God of this world. Because when it's like world, it's talking about this order, this society. This is under a governmental run. That's why your baby mama can run to the government, and that's what their weapon is.
Mm-hmm.
They use the system.
I take you to court.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do your research and your thing, court really for
G165. I own.
Yeah, if you really do your research, when they, like when mine say it, take you to court.
This what's this word? World.
Yeah.
What's it mean?
Forever and unbroken age,
Mm-hmm.
perpetuity of time, enmity, the world, the universe, period of time, age.
So he got this age, like an eon or something. Is that what he's saying? So it says, in whom the God of this age hath blinded the mind. So we're in a blind age. We're in a blind age.
Blind age.
So yeah, so we're speaking to a blind people. I think that was one of the verses that we seen at Proverbs 29 and 18. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So like, you see us perishing because there ain't no vision.
And this is why there's going to be a lot of people getting that mark of that beast, because they don't have no vision to see and wait on the promise of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to take what they can get now, because as you heard before, well, what God would send people to be slaves and not come back for them?
Yeah.
What type of God is to sit there and let little children be murdered, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You know what I'm saying? So them going to be the people. They're going to get the mark of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have no vision. They don't have no trust process. So, well, this guy say he the Messiah, so let me just go ahead and get it. So I got a baby.
Yeah.
My baby got sickle cell or all these type of health problems, and I gotta get my baby the medicine.
Yeah.
So then we're gonna be the one who this thing talking about.
Yup. So I guess we can kind of pause there and just leave them off with a few words.
That's an excellent lesson, state of emergency for these streets, these Babylon streets.
For sure, man. We might just have to hit y'all like that from time to time, like really on some urgency. But our part be this. After we speak about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, are we at the town halls? You know what I'm saying? So this is a call for the community, man. Like, maybe your gift is to speak to people or to get something pushed in the school. Because, we would like to bring all our kids out of school, educate them ourselves, but we got work, stuff just not set up like that. Half the time when somebody's in the truth, the other person is split because of it, or, just somehow it's usually one person in the truth and the other parent probably two separate households. So, you know, at least you can start pushing some more wholesome, you know, teachers and doctrines in the school system. It's just a lot of work to be done. You know, plenty of work to be done, plenty of labor to be done, but the laborers are few. So the call be for each individual to man your home, man your battle station. Your home is your battle station.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you're going to war from. You know, every time we go back out into that work world, that school world, that secular world, like we be in a demonstration, we're being observed, we're being looked at. These people are not your friends. Do not think they won't kill you. These people will kill you. Don't play with these police. It's a traffic stop, 10 and 2 registration. Like you gotta have them type of talks.
Yeah.
Like we ain't having them type. Everybody pointing the finger and want to speak a dialect, but it's like, man, look, we get killed on the regular. You can see the stats. You know what I'm saying? This is the computers is putting these stats together. We're not doing the math. This is their information.
Yeah, we ain't gotta do it no more.
We ain't gotta do it no more. Hey, man, what's this going on in Cincinnati? What's this in Chicago? And I guarantee once you put all them together, you're gonna see a pattern. Dang, we really at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
We really at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. And it ain't changed a lot because I did my freshman year of high school in English class. That was my thing was about. We had to pick something for some odd reason. This is the time Tookie Williams was on death row.
Mm.
So he was my cover page. And I had the death rates, the jail incarcerations, disease, highest disease. We the highest in everything.
In every worst category.
In every worst category. But now I know there have been some statistics where it's showing that a 2-parent household is on the rise as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
people are starting to probably consciously make that choice. Like, hey man, we ain't going out like them.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And some of the women are starting to realize that, okay, you know, my man is out here doing this. He allows me to stay home, or it's an option for me to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I should do this, so I can change how I perceive the man to be from how I grew up.
Yeah.
So
and getting that image of what they told you that man should be and what he is out of your head and just looking at it for what it is.
yeah, because the even though we're in these generational curses, a lot of your family curses stop at you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As long as you're not playing victim, them curses don't follow.
Yeah.
You may have some struggles,
Yeah.
but them curses, it stop with you. So like just like what they say with us with the black community with high diabetes.
Yeah.
They're like, the diabetes running your family? Yeah. I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
Because I know that, so I try to offset that by doing.
I'll be honest, mine is probably just recently. I ain't never been like, it was like, oh, you know, you with your weight, you know, your potential to have diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's the potential. I ain't got it.
Potential.
I'm still active. I'm still moving and grooving.
We said potential and activation. I'm not living a sedentary lifestyle, so that's not. It's a difference even in age. In aging, I feel like nobody know when they're gonna go, but your quality of life up until you go, I feel like that's the most that we got the control over. You know what I'm saying? But like what I notice is, our like your grandparents and people came before us, our elders, like black folks always look good aging.
Yeah.
But I feel like the ones that came before us, like they looked more closer to their age than now. I feel like a lot of folks is just more health conscious and don't look whatever age they say you're supposed to look at that time. Like, you know, it is a shift in certain, people awakening. But I think it's just overall, you know, we need more people like that to really tap in, man, and show folks like, hey, look, it's another way out here to live rather than just the self-destructive culture everybody is into.
Yes, sir.
Yes, well, all praises to the Most High, man. We want to just give honor and respect unto Him. That's all I got for him, man. I say, man, it's been a good time kicking it, man. Good Shabbat.
Always,
man. Well, Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes worldwide. Till next time, man. Most High be with y'all and Shalom.
Shalom.